Not know that here we can see how is going on the German Federal Intelligence Agency. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. According with titles, yes, today we are hosting repeatedly here Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy director of German Federal Intelligence Agency. And now, here, today's topic is repeatedly Berlin into LGBT attacks. And here, now we are discussing about Gabriele Monschau's planning about the anti-LGBT projects. Okay, now here we can see, and here we would talk about University of Munich. Okay, now let's take it the moments. First of all, it is see here we can here Gabrielle Monschau, and what is her informations? According with her informations, well, Gabriele Monschau is a deputy director of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Okay, and now here is the points that is significant notifiers. And now let's check it. Now here topic is about Abdul Balad. Well, we know that Abdul Balad, the Islamic terrorist attack on Lebanese Islamic terrorist attack on Berlin LGBT communities. And now let's check it. What is the latest days? Well, here we can see 5 days later. Here was a video has been relevance. Well, body believed to be that van roaming suspect Abdul Balad has been removed. Okay. See, and now let's check what's going on. We do not know. But now here we can see there is the air video showed. Now we can here we can see upload 2 days. Now let's check the points. Now what's going on? Well, 12 orators here is in one woman. She stated that everybody knows that he was high risk person. Say prevention group of Berlin pirate attackers. Okay. Performer in Berlin called Sten in phase 2 pirate attacks. Now it is what is going on. Okay. And now let's take the moments. Well, and now here we can see well, what is the relevance between Gabrielle Monschau and Berlin LGBT attacks? In these cases, when Berlin LGBT attacks has been occurred by Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balad, hence here this is under Gabrielle Monschau's events. Okay, and now here is the moment that what is the probable route of the flying routes would be the secondary route here. Gabrielle Monschau was planning to borrow hire Abdul Balad, the Islamic Lebanese terrorist. And now in these cases we are going to notify the secondary flying routes. And now in these cases, now here we can see. Now let's check at the points. Well, here is the flying routes. Here departure is Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, and here arrival is Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Okay. Well, and what is the middle routes? Well, Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela. Well, Cairo, the capital city of Egypt, Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia, Pyongyang, the capital city of North Korea, and destination is Berlin, the capital city of Germany. And here, there is the moment. The several German homosexual men can be from the University of Berlin. And now, let's check it what's going on. In this cases, today's point is about University German homosexual man living in Berlin to be former student from University of Munich. And now let's check it the moments. And here we can see this is the points. Well, here engineering is here. In engineering, research paper has been submitted as a 66,584 out of 2,564,984. Okay, this is the points of paper research has been submitted in University of Munich. Okay, and now let's check at the points. What is the probable points? And now in these cases, before Gabriele Monschau observation on University of Munich, here we could notify. Well, before marriage of Robert Downey, German homosexual man, as a demonstrated name to be Robert Downey Jr. Here, three German persons are demonstrated, not a reals. Okay. Now here we can see German homosexual man students Henry Cavill, the student from University of Munich. Well, BMW car project is about, I apologize, BMW car project is, well, here car velocity would be 297,000 km per second. And now, in these cases, what's going on in the moments? Well, what would be the car fuel? The car fuel would be artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 quadrillion, 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. And now, let's check at the moments. Well, the German homosexual man Robert Downey Jr. to be a student of University of Munich. Well, his BMW car project velocity was 216,000 km per second. And now, in these cases, what is the here is the moments. What was the car fuel? The car fuel was artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. Now, well, now here we can see the German straight women's Gal Gadot BMW car project velocity is 54 km per hour. And on the other hand, here fuel is always petrols. And now, let's check at the moments of, well, after marriage, here we can see, well, in the complete the education here, Robert Downey Jr., the German homosexual man, whereas here German homosexual man Henry Cavill, where 2 years earlier, well, here German homosexual man Henry Cavill is father, and with the general natural sperm, and here German homosexual man's Robert Downey Jr. became mother with the artificial ovums. And here is their son to be Johnny Depp. And now it is the cause of the anger of whom? It is the cause of the anger of here our Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy director of German Federal Intelligence Service. And now let's check at the moments what's going on. And here we can see these points. Well, here is the second probable routes here of planes. Gabriele Monschau hires whom? Abdul Balot from Belarus, the capital city of Lebanon, to the Berlin, the capital city of Germany, where flying route would be 51,643 kilometers, 200 meters. As a round figure, that would be 52,000 kilometers. Now here we can see the points. What is the flying times? Here we can see the flying velocity would be 260,000 kilometer per seconds. And now, and here is the moments, and that is the significant points. Okay, and now let's take the moment points. What's going on? And in this cases, here when velocity would be 260,000 kilometer per second, and uh, on the other hand, here flying distance is 52,000 kilometers. Then what would be the travel time? Here travel time would be 0. 0.2 seconds. Well, now in these cases, here we can see the points. Departure as a German time zones, departure time would be here morning 6 o'clock, July 25, 2026, from Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, and arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 seconds past, July 25, 2026, in Berlin, the capital city of Germany. And now, in these cases, here is the points. That was the dangerous moments. And what is the task on Abdul Balat? The task on Abdul Balat was here. Abdul Balat task was to eliminate the every person to be from the LGBT community in Berlin. Here we can see the several LGBT communities, several gay families would be the former students of the University of Munich. And now, here is the artist plant at the wells. Okay. Now we can see here time we have discussed velocity, we have discussed travel times, and now we have to discuss about the kinetic energies. Well, here planes or kinetic energy would be applicable as an kinetic energy is applicable as an Albert Einsteinian kinetic force, because here Abdul Balat planes is said by Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy directors of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Here plane's velocity would be 260,000 kilometer per second. And now in this cases, here we can see here kinetic powers would be Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers, where equation would be here statistic energy of Abdul Balat planes multiplied by bracket of lambda subtracted by 1 is here equation of kinetic energies. And now let's check at the moments. What is your kinetic energies of Abdul Balat planes? Where Abdul Balat planes weight is here 400 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms. That means 400,000 kilograms. In that cases, 400,000 kilograms. Now, here calculation is that 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Because the velocity of light is 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Hence, velocity square of light square is, the velocity of light square would be here 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16 meter square per second square. And now, in this cases, here we can see these points. Well, here calculations of kinetic hours and statistic energy calculation would be here 4 multiplied by 9 is 36. On the other hand, 5 7 by 16 is 21. That means here we can see 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joule is statistic energy of Abdul Balat's planes. And now let's check at the moments. Here, what is the value of lambda subtracted by 1? First of all, here we have to check that what is the ratio of velocity of Abdul Balat planes divided by velocity of lights. And now here we can see velocity of Abdul Balat planes is 260,000 km per second as a said by whom? Well, our German women deputy directors of intelligence agency here, Gabriele Monschau. And now, in these cases, what is the dangerous moments? That would be your significance. Hence, here Abdul Balas planes divided by Abdul Balas planes velocity divided by velocity of light is here 260,000 km per second can be divided by 300,000 km per second. That means it would be like 13 divided by 15. Okay, and now in this cases there is the moments, that is the significant points. Well, what is 13 can be divided by 15? That is the significant terms. That would be here 0.8667. That means, well, Abdul Balat plane's velocity is 86.67% velocity of lights. Now, in this cases, 0.8667 can be squared. That would be here 0.75 16,889. Now, here is the point that what is the value of lambda. The value of lambda is 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by 0.7511, well, 6889, enter bracket close. Okay, I mean enter type bracket close. That is here value of lambdas. Here we can see this value of lambda is 2.004691. Okay, now on here is the question that what is the value of lambda subtract by ones. That is here 1.004691. Now in this cases, what is the kinetic powers of Abdul Balas planes? Where okay, velocity is 26,000. I apologize, 260,000 km per second. And now let's take the moments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now let's take it. It can be multiplied by 1.004691. And now in these cases, that would be here the moments. Well, here is 36.168915 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules. Okay. Okay, here that means 36.169 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules. Now in these cases, here is the moments. What is your kinetic powers? Okay, now here we can see, well, kinetic energy, kinetic power is kinetic energy can be divided by travel times. Hence, now kinetic energy is 36.169 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules as a kinetic energy. That can be divided by 0.2 seconds. Now, what is 1 divided by 0.2 seconds? That is 5 second inverse 1. Well, hence the calculation is 36.169 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules to be multiplied by 5. And now here we can see that is almost, well, 180.845 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 watts. And now in this cases, here we can see the points. Here is my questions. Well, now in this case, here is my question. What is kinetic powers as a 100? What is 21? That is 6 by 15. But that means it is almost 180.845 quadrillions megawatt is the kinetic powers of Abdul Balas planes. And now, in this cases, there now what is their fuel volumes? when the fuel is petrols. Now in these cases, here is the moments. Well, now here is the dangerous conspiracy. We are going to show the points. Well, we can just predict. We cannot here state here absolute futures. And now let's check at the moments where kinetic energy is 36.169 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joule. That can be divided by bracket of 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of petrol multiplied by 50 degrees Celsius as a highest temperature difference multiplied by 0.7778 kilograms per liters as a petrol density. And now let's check at the moments what's going on. That is clear at the points. It is almost 465.1 quadrillion liters of petrols. And now we can see this moments. Well, what is now we know that 1 liter petrol costs here $2 United States. Now in these cases, what 165.1 multiplied by 2 is here 930.2. That means here we can see this points to purchase here 465.1 quadrillion liters of petrols. Here we could notify here Gabriele Monschau is dedicated to pay 930.2 quadrillions United States dollars. Now here fuel is 465.1 thousand quadrillion United States dollars, quadrillion liters of petrol. Hence the expenditure on petrol is 930.2 thousand quadrillion United States dollars. But now here is the catch. The catch is here. Here we can see here is the catch, and the catch is petrol is 2000. Here we can notify. Now I would take a breath. German gross domestic product is 5.45 trillion United States dollars. Now what is the meaning of 930.2 thousand quadrillion United States dollars, where German gross domestic product is German gross domestic product is 5.45 trillion United States dollars. Now in these cases, now what is 1000 quadrillion can be divided by 1 trillion, that is 1 million. And now we can see this points. 930.1 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 is 930,100,000. Now let's check it the points. What is 930,100,000? Can be divided by 5.45. Now here is the moments. That is the points of the calculations. And now in these cases, 930.2, that can be 930,000 to I have guessed 930 millions 200,000, that can be divided by 5.45, and now that is almost 170,000. I apologize, 170 millions 678,899.1. Now here is the moments. That is their significant points. Here we could notify our honorable beautiful girls. Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy directors of German Foreign Intelligence Agency (BND), is dedicated to destroy German gross domestic products in 170,678,891 tons of German gross domestic products to hire here Abdul Balaud, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist, to attack on Berlin LGBT communities, where several gay men was the where we can see the point several gay men was the man to be injured who were former students of University of Munich. Then they married with each others and they conducted their birth. Now we can see the points. Now let's coming to the points about the German students of University of Munich to be demonstrated name as a Robert Downey Jr. Here we can see this is the parts. What is the expectation of Gabriele Monschau from Robert Downey Jr.? Now, here is the moments. That is the significant points to be noticed. Well. Now we can see the points. Now, here is the times. Now here I would discuss our marriage psychology for 2 minutes. Okay. Here we can see the marriage psychology for 2 minutes. Here we can see when I would marry some persons. Well, here I would be dedicated to marry the following persons who is better than me or who is better like me. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Now let's apply to where? Let's apply to the German LGBT movements. And in these cases, here we can see. Well, where's going on? I think now here we can see these moments. Now in these cases, German homosexual man Henry Cable's BMW car projected velocity is 297,000 km per second. Well, German man, homosexual man Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW car projected car velocity is 216,000 km per second. And now, in this case, now let's check at the fuel. Well, and here we can see German homosexual man Henry Cable's BMW car project fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 quadrillion, 666 trillions, 666 billions, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, German homosexual man Robert Downey Jr.'s car project fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. Now here we can see accordance with here marriage psychology. Well, it is normal here. It is normal here. Robert Downey Jr. would marry German homosexual man Henry Cable's, where Robert Downey Jr. Can become a biological mother with the artificial ovum, and Robert Downey Jr. contains natural sperm, and he became a homosexual man to be father. And now there would be they contain son like a Johnny Depp's. And now it is here a normal marriage psychology. And now Gabriel's expectation of for Robert Downey Jr.'s marriage is an abnormal psychologist. Now why I could state here, let me mention. Okay. Now in these cases, now here we can see the German homosexual man to be bear Robert Downey Jr. should marry German state women Gal Gadot. That is the plans of expectation of Gabriele Monschau. The women to be deputy directors of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Now let's take the moments. And now here is the points to be noticed in these cases. Now, in this the moments here, I would state here 1 point. Now, 1 point is clear. So that is the points to be noted. Here, German homosexual man, Robert. Now, here I would state here 1.2 minutes about the concept of the beer marriage. What is the beer definition of beer marriage? Here, the beer marriage we can see when a homosexual man would marry a woman to protect the society values. That is here beard marriage for men. On the other hand, beer marriage for women. What is the beer marriage for women? And lesbian, the homosexual women would marry a man to protect the society values. Okay. Now here it is the normal concept. And now in this case is the points here we can see. Robert Downey Jr., the German homosexual man, to be attempts and to be a beard husband of whom German state women Gal Gadot. Now we can see the response. Why it is unnatural? Why it is an abnormal marriage psychology? Here we can see these moments. Now we can see that it is the significant abnormal marriage psychologies. Here we could notify. Now let's take the moments. Okay. Now here is the points. Robert Downey Jr.'s boyfriend's Henry Cavill's car velocity is 297. BMW car velocity is 297,000 kilometer per second, where Robert Downey Jr.'s own BMW car project velocity is 216,000 kilometer per second. But what is here Gal Gadot's BMW car project? That is here 54 kilometer per second. Now, just state to me. Here we can see when your homosexual, as you are a man, your homosexual boyfriend's car velocity is 297,000 kilometer per second as a BMW engineer, and your man's BMW car engineering projected velocity is 216,000 kilometer per second. And here as a classmate to be state women's BMW car engineering project velocity is 54 kilometer per hour. Now, dear brothers, just state to me that if you want to marry with your homosexual boyfriends who contains an car engineering car projected velocity to be 297,000 kilometer per second, or you would like to marry a state woman whose BMW car projected velocity is 54 kilometer per hour. And here we can see the now in this points German homosexual man's Robert Downey Jr.'s car velocity is 216,000 kilometer per second, and his boyfriend, German boyfriend Henry Cavill's car velocity is 297,000 kilometer per second, and his state women classmate Gal Gadot's car project velocity is 54 kilometer per hour. Then why here German man's Robert Downey Jr. would marry Gal Gadot accordance with the acceptation of Gabriele Monschau? That was our questions. Okay. Now I think here I could not describe here what is the meaning of 297,000 kilometer per second, 260,000 kilometer per second here, and here 54 kilometer per hour. Now let's take it the moments. Here I would mention the one things, and here we can see the points. Now let's check at the moments. Come body, let's go body. And now, well, here we can see departure would be Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Well, arrival would be here Beirut. Okay, Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. And now, in this cases, now let's check at the moments. From departures, here first middle stop would be Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. Okay. Second stop is here Austin, the city of Texas provincial state of United States of America. Now third is would be like here Vatican City. Well, and next stop would be here Buenos Aires, the capital city of Argentina. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. Well, next stop would be here Beijing, the capital city of China. And now here direct destination is to be Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Now in this cases here we can see the, well, I think here I am ready to state about the points. Well. And now in these cases, well, according with the study in Munich universities, here we can see flying distance is 60,987 kilometers, 510 meters. That as a round figure, that would be 61,000 kilometers. Now let's check at the moments. Well. Let's come into the ones. Now let's refresh it. Okay. Now we can see this moments. Well, what is 61,000 kilometers when the velocity is 297,000 kilometers per second? Here, 61,000 can be divided by 297,000. Now it is almost here. What's the moments? Well, okay. 61,000 that can be divided by 297,000. 97,000. Yes, that would be here 0.2054 seconds. Okay. Now on the other hand, let's check what is 61,000 kilometers means when the velocity would be, well, 216,000 kilometer per second. Now here we can see that would be here clear. Well, it is almost here 0. Here travel time would be 0.28241 second. Okay. Now the next point is, what is the meaning of 61,000 kilometer per what is the meaning of 61,000 kilometer as a flying distance, where BMW car flying velocity is 54 kilometer per hours. Okay, now here we can see that would be here, it is almost 1129.62 962 hours. I mean 1129.63 hours. Okay. Now let's check the moments. 1100. Now what is your 0.62963 hours? That is here we can notify that would be almost 37.7 continuous seconds. I mean 37.7 continuous minutes. Now let's check at the moments. Here is the points that would be notified. What is 0.7 continuous minutes? That would be here 46.67 seconds. Okay. Now we can see the points. Here flying period is here almost 12 hours per day. And what is 1129 hours means? That would be here almost here 94.083 continuous days. And now here we can see this moments. Well, what is here 0.083 continuous days means? That would be here almost 1 hours. Okay. Now in this cases here is the moments. Well, in the points is that is almost 94 days, 1 hours, 37 minutes, 46 seconds. And now, well, now here we can see. Let's check at the moments. What's going on? Okay. Now in these cases here is the significant points that would be notified. Well. Now here we can see that is the clear-cut points. Accordance with Henry Cable's car projects, where velocity is 297,000 km per second. What's the points here? We can see from departure time in Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Well, departure time that would be morning 6 o'clock, July 26, 2026. And your arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2054 second past, July 26, 2026, in here Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. Okay. Now, according with the BMW car project of Robert Downey Jr., the second homosexual man. Here we can see the points. Departure time from Berlin, the capital city of Germany, is morning 6 o'clock. Well, July 26, 2026, and arrival time on Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.283 second past. Well, July 26, 2026. And now, here is everything is clear, and that is the best part. Well. So now, when we can discuss the project about German demonstrate state women to be students of University of Munich, Gal Gadot's BMW car engineering projects. Now let's check it. What are the points? Here we can see the velocity when the flying travel distance is 61,000 kilometers. Here flying time is almost what is the flying time? The flying time is almost 0. Flying time is almost here 94 days. Well, 1 hours, 37 minutes, 46.67 seconds. I mean the 47 seconds. Now, what is the meaning of what is the meaning of 94 days? Well, here departure time would be departure date is July 26, 2026, Now here we can see the sponge July 26 to July 31. That will be 6 days already passed. And here 94 subtract by 6 is here 90 subtract by 2, that is 88. Now 88 has been started from August 1. Here we can see August month contains here 31 days. Here what is 88 subtract by 31? That is here 58 subtract by 1, that is 57. And now in this cases September contains 30 days. What is 57 subtract by 30? That is 27. And that would be here October 27, 2026. Now in these cases, here is the points. What is morning 6 o'clock? Sum by 1 hour, that is morning 7 o'clock. That means according with Gal Gadot's BMW car projects, your departure time would be morning 6 o'clock. What is going on? Here we can see the points. Here we can see the moments. Departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 26, 2026. And arrival from here Berlin, the capital city of Germany. On the other hand, the arrival time would be morning 7 o'clock, 37 minutes 47 seconds past, September 27, 2026 as an arrival time on Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. That is the difference between Gal Gadot versus Robert Downey Jr. versus Henry Cavill. And now, in these cases, here we discuss the travel times and here we discuss here velocities. Now, in these cases, here is the moments that in the cases of the travel time and velocities discussions, here we can see it is abnormal to notify Gabriele Monschau want to expect that German students of University of Munich, here Robert Downey Jr. Would wait German women to be student of University of Munich, Gal Gadot. But in reality, what's the moments? Here we can see, Germans, here we could notify University Robert Downey Jr. Where's Henry Cavill, because both of them are German homosexual men, and firstly, and secondly here, when accordance with the flying distance to be 61,000 kilometers, Henry Cavill's travel time would be here when the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 26, 2026. Here, Henry Cavill's arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2053873 second past. Here, July 26, 2026. Here, Robert Downey Jr.'s here arrival time is morning 6 o'clock, 0.28241 second past, July 26, 2026. And now, in this cases, both of their BMW car engineering is too high, and their parts is now every matching. And in this, the normal for the Robert Downey Jr. to marry with Henry Cavill, because both of them are demonstrated German homosexual men to be former student of University of Munich. But now here we can see this points. Gabriele Monschau is angry that why German man to be former students from University of Munich, Robert Downey Jr. would marry another German homosexual man, Henry Cavill, in lieu to marry with the straight woman Gal Gadot, where the in the base of flying distance to be 61,000 kilometers, when the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 26, 2026. Here, Robert Downey Jr.'s arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.28241 second past July 26, 2026, and Gal Gadot's arrival time would be morning 7 o'clock, 37 minutes 47 second past, October 27th, 2026. Now here we can see everything is mismatching. Here Robert Downey Jr. is from Mars and Gal Gadot is from Venus planets. Now nothing is matching. Now why Robert Downey Jr. would not marry Gal Gadot in lieu of homosexual man Henry Cavill? That is the problematic for whom? Gabriele Monschau. In this case, 10 years later, here is the probable reasons. Here, our Gabriele Monschau, the women's to be deputy director of German Federal Intelligence Agency, hired Abdul Balad to attacks on the Berlin LGBT community, where two of 29 men to be injured was the former students of University of Munich, where one is Robert Downey Jr. and another is his homosexual husband Henry Cavill. And now let's check in this purpose. Here is probable expenditure from Gabriele Monschau on Abdul Balad's plane's petrol cost would be to destroy German gross domestic product in 170,670. I am guess 170,678,899.1 tons. And now that is the dangerous moment, as we could notice. Okay. Now here you can see the points. What is the kinetic energies at the moments? Now here is everything. We can see the points. Now let's compare about the kinetic energies. Now let's check it. Well, we know here Henry Cavill's BMW car velocity is 99% velocity of light. Hence here the value of lambda can be calculated at what? Here what is 0.99 square, that is 0.9801. Hence, now let's check it. What is the value of lambda? And here we can see this point. So value of lambda would be 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by 0.9801 enter time bracket close. That is here value of lambda to be 7.088121. And now in this cases, what is the value of lambda subtract by 1? In this cases, the value of lambda subtract by 1 is here 6.08888121 is the value of lambda subtract by 1. And now in this cases, here is the moments. Now here it is the terms that would be significant. What is BMW car's statistic energy? Well, BMW car's weight is complete weight is 2000 kilograms. Now your statistic energy calculation is 2 multiplied by 10 cube multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. That is, it will be here 18 multiplied by 10 to the power 19. Okay. Now here we can see this moments. Now what is the kinetic energies of Henry Cable's BMW cars? Now in this cases here we can see the points. Henry Cable's BMW car would be almost, well, 18 multiplied by 10 to the power 19. Well, that can be multiplied by what? 6.08888121. And now let's check at the moments. It is almost what is the points? Well, it is almost 1.096 multiplied by, well, 10 to the power 21 joules. Okay. Now what would be the kinetic powers when the travel time is 61,000, travel distance is 61,000 seconds. I apologize, travel distance is 61,000 kilometers. And now in this cases, here is the moments. 1.096 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 can be here divided by what? Well, 0.2053871. And now here you can see that would be almost what? That would be almost 5.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 watts. That would be here 5.4 quadrillions megawatts. Acha. Okay. Now here we can see this points. And now what about the Robert Downey Jr.'s? And here we can see this points. Well, what is 0.72 square? That is here 0.5184. Okay. Now let's come into the part. What is the value of lambda subtract by 1? Now here we can see what is the value of lambda. That is 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by 0.5184. Well, enter time bracket close. And now that is almost here 1.440961 is the value of lambdas. Now what is the value of lambda subtract by 1s? Here the value of lambda subtract by 1 is 0.440961. And now let's check at the moments. Here we can see the here point to be noted. Now what is 18 multiplied by 10 to the power 19? Here that can be multiplied by 0.44096761. That would be almost what? It is almost, well, 79.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 joules. And now here is the moments. Well, now let's get the points to be noticed. Well, 79.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 joules. That can be divided by what? 0.28240741 second. And that is almost what? It is the clear cut moments. 281 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 watts. That is almost 281 trillion megawatts. And now, still then it is everything is okay for that. And now let's check at the moments. Okay. Now here we can see what is 54 kilometer per hours? In this case, is 54 kilometer per hour is, well, 54 multiplied by 1000 can be divided by 3600 meter per seconds, and that is almost 15 meter per seconds. Okay, and here velocity is 15 meter per second, hence, well, the kinetic force is Isaac Newtonian kinetic force, hence velocity square is 225 meter per second. And now here we can see this points. Now here is the significant moments. 225 meter per second is the velocity square. Well, here half of weight would be of BMW car would be 1000 kilograms. And here we can see this points. What is the kinetic energy? That would be 225 multiplied by 10 cube joules. Okay. And now here is the momentum at the points. Here, what is 100? I have to guess. What is here 1129? Well, hours, 37 minutes, 47 seconds. That would be the significant moments. Okay, now here we can see that would be the calculation of kinetic powers. And now here we can see this the times 225 multiplied by 10 to the power, well, 3, I mean 225 multiplied by 10 cube. Well, that can be divided by words. Well, double bracket of 1129 multiplied by 3600, one bracket close, sum by 1 bracket 37 multiplied by 60, one bracket close, and now sum by here we can see 1 brackets here 1 multiplied by 47, double bracket close, and here we can see the points. Well, now what is 1129 hours, 37 minutes, 47 seconds? That is 4,066,667 seconds. And now, what is the kinetic force to be calculated as 225 multiplied by 10 cube can be divided by 4,066,667 seconds. Well, that would be here the points. That is almost 0.055533 watts. And now here we can see this moments. Well, now we can see this points. When the travel time is 61,000 kilometers, here both of Gal Gadot, Robert Downey Jr. and Henry Cavill are German engineers to be passed out students from University of Munich. And in these cases, here is the moments. Well, Henry Cavill's kinetic force is 5.4 quadrillions megawatts, and Robert Downey Jr.'s kinetic power is 282 trillion megawatts. Now here we can see there's a calculationally differs high, but direction is somehow mismatching here. As the kinetic force, Robert Downey, Henry Cavill's BMW car is more masculine than Robert Downey Jr.'s, but their masculinity is both of them are masculine. But Robert Downey Jr. is less masculine and Henry Cavill is more masculine. And in this cases, here is the reason that why Henry Cavill and Robert Downey Jr. wears each other as a gay marriage, and they live in Berlin as in Berlin LGBT communities to be pass out students from University of Munich. And now that is the problematic of Gabriele Monschau, because here we can see the points. Gabriele Monschau expect that German man Robert Downey Jr. would marry Gal Gadot. When Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW cars, when the topic is about flying distance to be 61,000 kilometers, Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW car's velocity is kinetic power is 282 trillion megawatts, but Gal Gadot's BMW car's kinetic power is 0.05533 watts, whereas 0.05533 watts, and where is 282 trillion megawatts. That is the significant moments. And I think here as a word verse, as a poet, like a poetry here, handicappers BMW cars contains high hypertestosterone, and Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW car contains super testosterone, but Gal Gadot's BMW cars contains estrogens. And now, in these cases, here is the significant points. That is the clear-cut moments. Well, Gal Gadot is feminine than Robert Downey Jr. But according with Gabriele Monschau, here Robert Downey Jr. deserves wife like Gal Gadot, but he contains husband like homosexual husband like a handicappers. And that is the moment here. Gabriele Monschau hires Abdul Balad, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist, with the cost to be destruction of German gross domestic products in 170,678,899.1 times. And now let's take it the moments. Well, and here we can see that is the points to be notified. Well, now what about the times? Okay, now let's check it. Come on, baby, let's go, body. And now, well, here we can see the fuel. Now let's come to the points. 1.096 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules as an Henry Cable's BMW car's kinetic energy can be divided by bracket of here 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 quadrillion 666 trillion 666 billions 666 million 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. Now here we can see what is the fuel words. Here we can state that the fuel weight would be 1.07 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 quadrillions 666 trillions 666 billions 666 million 666,652 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power positive 666 quadrillions 666 trillion 666 billion 666 millions 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. And now let's come into the points about Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW car fuel weights. Now here we can see the points 79.4 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. Well, that can joule as a kinetic energy of Robert Downey Jr.'s BMW cars. Now divided by bracket of 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 million 666,000 666 degrees Celsius. Now here we can see what is the fuel words. Now here we can see the fuel weight is 7.74 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666,654 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power positive 666,666,666 degrees Celsius. And now here we can see less topic about the Gal Gadot BMW car kinetic energy. And now in these cases what's going on? That would be here we can see fuel is petrols, hence here is the fuel volume here calculations 225,000 joule as a kinetic energy of Gal Gadot BMW cars can be divided by bracket of 100 multiplied by 0.7778 bracket close. And now what's the moments? That is almost 2893 liters of petrols. Now here we can see this points. Now here we can here is my questions to the supporters of Abdul Balad to be Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy directors of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Here the question is now um, where is the logic of you that Robert Downey Jr. would deserve wife like a Gal Gadot in lieu of homosexual German husband like a Henry Cavill? But in the reality, German demonstrated homosexual man Robert Downey Jr. contains an homosexual German husband like a Henry Cavill, and they contains 8 years age son Johnny Depp, and both of them are happy. And that is the frustration of whom? That is the frustration of Gabriele Monschau, and hence she is dedicated to eliminate here German gross domestic product in 170,678,899.1 times to hire Abdul Balad through German planes to arrive to Berlin, the capital city of Germany, to attack on Berlin LGBT, where on of the Berlin LGBT family was the German homosexual man to be Robert Downey Jr. and Henry Cavill to be former students of University of Munich. And now that is the moment and it is the significant point that is disgusting for our words. And now here is why we do not support women, because women cannot tolerate the happiness of German homosexual men, particularly German homosexual men where one husband contests the BMW car with the velocity of 216,000 km per second, and another homosexual man to be husband of the first homosexual man to contest BMW car with a velocity of 297,000 km per second. And that is the significant points, and that is the problematic of Gabriele Monschau. Okay, and now here is the points, and in these cases here University of Munich, Berlin LGBT attacks. Here my point is over for today for University of Munich. But now my next point would be here why Berlin LGBT attack is the effort to hide the planning of the artificial earthquake on University of Munich. Here we would describe in the next live streams. Now here still then Khudabash and love you. And now in these cases here I would contain some breakfast for today. Well, today is now it is morning 5 o'clock in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. Now see you then.